This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Roxas. On the Scorecard tonight, golden lift for Team Philippines in Peru. UP's Talaro bags third straight gold in ICTSI Philippines Trackfest. Simba takes under-18 walk title. Determined NU Lady Bulldogs all geared up to challenge the FEU Lady Tamaraws in UAAP Final Four. Juan Soto drops 2 homers in one game at Citi Field. In the NBA playoffs, the Clippers force Game 7 against the Nuggets. While Jalen Brunson's game-winning three-pointer lifts the Knicks over the Pistons in Game 6. And join us for a chat with Victoria Sports pro riders Ian Cajucom and Pako Ochoa to talk about the just concluded epic Tour of Luzon. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 2nd of May. Now here's our roundup. Alexandra Ann Diaz, niece of Olympic champion Heidelin Diaz Naranjo, powered through with 2 gold medals at the IWF Youth and Junior World Championships in Lima, Peru. A graduate of her aunt's training program in Zamboanga, Diaz dominated the snatch and total lift events and also scored a bronze in the clean and jerk in the women's 45-kilogram division, giving the Philippines a strong start. Adding to the medal rush was J.R. Colonia, who struck gold in the clean and jerk and total lift and earned silver in the snatch. Cebu's Althea Bacaro lifted her way to gold in the snatch while also bagging silver in the total and bronze in the clean and jerk. Angeline Colonia chipped in with a silver in the snatch and a bronze in the total. Congratulations to our weightlifters. This impressive medal count signals a promising road ahead for the sport. Juliana Talaro of the University of the Philippines clocked a personal best to secure her 3rd consecutive women's 10,000-meter walk gold at the ICTSI Philippine Athletics Championships, outpacing UST's Azenef Serrat in a strong last-lap surge, crossing the line at 55:57:21. University of the East, Sep Placido took 3rd, while in the men's under-18 division, Muntinlupa's Wenniel Simba edged teammate Rain Mabeling for the 5,000-meter walk title, finishing at 27:27.04. With the heat on early, Talaro kept close until the final 200 meters, saying she found her 2nd win in the last 5 laps, aiming to join the national pool soon. In other events, Paris Olympian Lauren Hoffman and former Asian champ Robin Brown breezed through their 400-meter hurdles heats, setting up a final showdown. The National University Lady Bulldogs are looking to make a statement as they prepare to meet the Far Eastern University Lady Tamaraws in the UAAP Season 87 semifinals. This familiar showdown takes place again with NU having a twice-to-beat advantage, just like last year. But the Lady Bulldogs are determined to finish off FEU in just 1 game this time. Last season, FEU managed to force a do-or-die match after sweeping NU in the opening match of the semis. However, the Lady Bulldogs bounced back and went on to win the championship. After their hard-fought 5-set win over the University of Santo Tomas Golden Tigresses, the team has learned from their previous experience. The Lady Bulldogs will face off against FEU on Saturday, 2 p.m. at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. A win on Saturday will earn the Lady Bulldogs a spot in the finals. After a quiet April, Juan Soto kicked off May with a bang, and then another. The New York Mets outfielder hit his first home run at Citi Field since joining the team, putting the Mets on the board against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Soto crushed a shot deep to left center in the bottom of the 6th for his first dinger at home this season. 2 innings later, Soto did it again, hitting another solo homer to the same spot to pull the Mets to a 3-2 deficit. Unfortunately, Soto's hot streak wasn't enough to lift the Mets, who fell 4-2 to the Diamondbacks. Arizona took the series with a win as well. Despite the loss, Soto's two-homer game is a significant moment for the outfielder who has been struggling so far this season. After a stellar 2024 campaign with the New York Yankees, where he hit 41 home runs with a .288 average, Soto is currently at 241 with 3 homers through 31 games. The 2025 NBA playoffs will see their first Game 7 after the Los Angeles Clippers rallied to beat the Denver Nuggets 111-105, forcing a winner-take-all game Saturday in Denver. The winner advances to face the Oklahoma City Thunder. Kawhi Leonard and James Harden led the offense, with Harden showing improved aggression, scoring 28 points. Norman Powell added 24 points, while Ivica Zubac limited Nikola Jokic to just 5 points in the second half. The Clippers' third quarter 12-0 run pushed them to a double-digit lead, holding off Denver's late comeback. Harden, who struggled in Game 5, redeemed himself with key plays in Game 6. Now, Game 7 offers him a chance to overcome his playoff demons. Veteran Nick Batum has been a consistent force in the series, posting solid defensive numbers and a +23 rating. He played a season-high 34 minutes in Game 6 and could be starting in Game 7, forcing Denver to adjust. Meanwhile, Jalen Brunson hit a clutch three-pointer with 4.3 seconds left to seal a 116-113 win over the Pistons in Game 6, advancing the Knicks to the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Celtics. Brunson finished with 40 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds. Mikal Bridges added 25 and OG Anunoby chipped in 22. The game was a back-and-forth affair, with Cade Cunningham putting Detroit up 105-103 after a 13-0 run. But the Knicks responded, tied the game, and then Brunson hit the game winner after a late Pistons miscue. Cunningham led Detroit with 23 points but struggled from 3, going 0-8. Duran added 21 points and 6 rebounds. The Knicks now move on to face the Celtics in the next round. And here are the current playoff rankings. Now here's your daily dose of sports lingo. Ever wonder what a loop is in kiteboarding? Well, the term loop refers to a spectacular airborne maneuver where the kite spins in a full circle while pulling the rider through the air. This trick is performed by driving the kite in a circular movement across the wind window. Loops are often performed in combination with other tricks, such as flips and grabs, making them a fan favorite at kiteboarding competitions. Successful loops require precision, timing, and control of both the kite and the board. A loop is the ultimate show of skill and control in kiteboarding, pushing riders to new heights, both literally and figuratively. Now it's time for our off-court buzzer. Okay, let's be honest. Ferrari showing up in Miami with white shirts, electric blue rims, and a livery that looks like your printer ran out of ink halfway through. That's not what we expected when we said we wanted something bold from the Scuderia. Now, everyone's asking, what in the world is this? The HP branding is back. The red is still hanging on for dear life. And yes, one fan actually called it the pineapple on a pizza of F1 liveries. That's cold. That's Italian level cold. But here is the twist. Could this wild new aesthetic actually signal something bigger under the hood? Because while critics are busy torching the paint job, Ferrari's quietly testing car upgrades during the Miami Sprint weekend. And Lewis Hamilton, after 5 rounds of frustration and a working week off, he's back, focused, rebooted. So here's the real question. Does this Miami madness, this nonsense livery, this fashion-forward chaos actually end with Lewis Hamilton on pole position? Is this the moment Ferrari stops being the meme and starts being the menace? Fans are laughing now, but if Hamilton throws down a dominant sprint, if he rides that wave into a Grand Prix win, we might look back at this moment and say, wait, was this the plot twist all along? Because in F1, sometimes the ugliest liveries come before the prettiest podiums. And that's our roundup for tonight, the 2nd of May. Up next, join us for a chat with Victoria Sports pro riders Ian Cajucom and Pako Ochoa to talk about the just concluded epic Tour of Luzon. When we return right here on The Scorecard. The just concluded epic Tour of Luzon was a showcase of the country's best cyclists. Pedaling it out with international challengers, the event was an awesome display of grit and determination. And here to inspire us more via Zoom are Ian Cajucom and Pako Ochoa of the Victoria Sports Pro Cycling Team to share their team's blistering journey. Pako, Ian, maraming salamat sa oras. Thank you for joining us here on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Boss Pako, since you've already been here on the show, uunahin ko na si Mr. Back-to-Back, si Ian Cajucom, our 22-year-old cycling phenom. Ian, kamusta naman? Nakauwi ka na pala sa Marikina. Overall, how are you feeling about your performance dito sa Tour of Luzon?
Maayos naman po dahil nagawa naman din namin yung mga plano na binigay sa amin. At yun, medyo kinulang lang din dahil hindi rin namin nakuha yung GC at yung green jersey na yun, na nahawakan ko hanggang last day.
Pero ang dami kong nababasang mga articles about you dominating Stage 3 and Stage 4 back-to-back. Was this the goal all along? Did you exceed expectations sa game plan nyo dito sa Tour of Luzon?
Ang goal naman po talaga namin simula nung una is yung yellow jersey na yung overall classification individual. Ang nangyari po kasi nung unang stage, medyo nagkamali kami at dahil sa init ng weather ay malaking bagay po yun na naiwan kami. Pero dahil doon nagkaroon kami ng mga idea na kung ano pa yung mga gagawin namin sa mga susunod na stage at nung stage 3 na-execute namin yung plano namin na kunin yung stage.
Ayun. So Ian, babalikan kita mamaya with more on the specifics at sa mga nababasa ko tungkol sa iyo online. Puntahan ko muna si Boss Pako. Pako, this is the first Tour of Luzon since the pandemic. They called it the Great Revival. So how was the preparations and the experience, and how pleased are you overall with the performance of Victoria Sports Pro Cycling?
Well, yes, Anton, ito yung first big race namin as a team. So, for Victoria Sports, medyo landmark race siya. It's our home race. So, you always want to do your best sa kahit anong race. Pero, syempre, napaka-special nung nagre-race ka sa sarili mong home roads. And for the team, ang naging preparation is yung extra na pwede namin gawin for the Philippines. So mas madaling ayusin yung logistics, not as hard as kung lilipad ka to Europe or other Asian races. So tinodo namin in that aspect. Meron kaming mga ice vests to combat yung heat before the stage and after the stage. Meron kaming bike trainers for warm-up and cool-down. And syempre mas madaling magdagdag ng staff kasi mga taga dito lang sila. And pagdating naman sa mga riders, wala namang specific na naiba sa training program nila. We just needed to take into account na mahaba yung race. So 8 stages siya total. And hindi siya short stages. Medyo matindi yung race talaga. And lalo sa yung sinasabi nga ni Ian, especially on the first day, kahit kami na taga-Pilipinas na, nagulat din kami sa init nung first day and tuloy-tuloy siya hanggang last day. Parang I think si Ian makakasagot nito pero siya magsasabi sa'yo na sa Baguio lang niya naramdaman yung lamig. 8 days.
Okay, sige, bago ko balikan si Ian, I just want to ask, because prior to coming here to the studio, kausap ko yung isa sa mga commentators ng Tour of Luzon, si Coach Alan Gregorio. Big shout out to Coach AG, who is also part of MPTC. What can you say about the overall organization ng MPTC to make sure that the Tour of Luzon becomes very successful, being that ito nga yung great revival ng event na ito?
I think the best thing na nagawa ng MPTC for the Tour of Luzon and for cycling in the Philippines in general, napakita nila na may genuine interest yung mga Filipino population sa cycling, and sobrang nakaka-proud yung moment na dumaan sila sa Cannon Road dun sa may parte ng Leon kasi sobrang daming nanonood. Parang siyang may compare mo siya siguro yung atmosphere sa isa sa mga stages ng Tour de France. So in that aspect, sobrang laki ng pasasalamat namin sa MPTC and dun sa mga organizers kasi nakakita nila na masaya yung mga tao manood ng cycling and may genuine interest and gustong-gusto nilang makikita. Actually, may konting sadistic na attribute yun kasi nakikita nila yung cyclist na naghihirap sa init and sa ahon and nagsisprint all out, magkakatabi. So, isa yun sa mga magandang napakita ng Tour of Luzon.
Ayun. So that's very good news. Now we go back to Ian here. Ian, balikan ko lang yung sinabi ni Pako about sa yung weather sa Baguio kasi may nakita rin ako parang fire and ice. Parang dinidescribe ka, fire and ice. Paki-explain naman and tell us about yung adjustment mo pagdating sa init at sa lamig.
Ayun po, about po sa weather, katulad ng pagkakamali namin nung stage 1, medyo nag-adjust kami sa kung paano kami kumuha ng tubig, mas in-improve namin yung nutrition namin at kung ano pa yung mga bagay na pwedeng magpa-recover sa katawan namin. At yun, nagawa naman namin ng maayos dahil napaganda rin na nagkamali kami ng plano nung stage 1 at nagkaroon kami ng idea sa mga susunod pa na stage at naging maayos naman.
Okay. Isa sa mga pinag-usapan rin, Ian, ng mga netizens, yung posing mo. May maraming pictures na kumalat sa social media. Yung celebration mo pagkatapos ng stage 3 o stage 4, parang may kinakain ka. Ano ba yon? Paki-explain naman yung posing mo, yung viral picture, parang nakaganon ka eh. Ano ba yon?
Kala po talaga nila yun nga, ang idea ng iba is burger. Kala nila kumakain ako ng burger. Pero ang totoo po talaga nun is like talk to my hand, like parang ganun po dahil tuwing nag-iensayo po kasi kami, parang yun lang yung pumasok sa idea ko na gawin yung taas ng kamay na yon dahil yun maraming tao na nagsasabi na hindi naniniwala sa kakayahan namin. At parang ito yung naging way ko na parang i-express yung sarili ko na nagkakamali sila, kaya namin kahit hindi sila naniniwala.
So kumbaga yun yung message mo sa mga haters, ganon?
Yes po. Lalo na sa
talk to the hand.
Namin.
Talk to me nice.
Apo, yan. Parang ganun po.
Okay. Natawa ako, nawala tuloy ako sa tatanungin ko. Okay. Si Ju Dae-yong, obviously, he's the overall winner from Korea. Coach Alan told me to ask about this. Kasama mo siya sa peloton. Yung strategy daw niya, nagtatago sa peloton, pero pagdating sa last 5 kilometers, something like that, biglang bumabanat. Nakita mo ba yung strategy na yun? Ano ba natutunan mo sa kanya?
Normally po kasi ganun talaga ang laro ng pang GC rider Dahil unang-una, kailangan niyang protektahan yung time gap niya at hindi niya kailangan bumanat magsayang ng power. So ang nangyari nung mga sunod na stage, pagkatapos niyang kunin yung yellow jersey nung unang araw, kinontrol nila yung race.
Okay.
Ginamit niya yung mga ka-teammates niya para dalhin siya nung may mga breakaway. Then hanggang patagal yung race namin, stage 3, 4, nalaspag yung mga ka-team niya, nabawasan hanggang umabot ng last stage, hanggang isa na lang yung teammates niya na nagdala sa kanya. Pero yun, normally yun talaga ang idea kung paano maglaro ang isang GC rider.
Okay. One last thing for Ian before I go back to you, Pako. So, nabasa ko na 15 years old ka, Ian, nag-start mag-cycling. Tapos, ang pangarap mo dati, maging astronaut. At kung cyclist, bowling. So, ngayon, syempre, napakita mo, na-realize mo na may galing ka pala dito sa cycling. So, paano yun? Paano na yung dreams mo sa astronaut tsaka yung pagiging bowler? Nagbago yung direksyon ng buhay mo?
Opo. Yung mga pangarap ko pa naman po noon dati is parang nandun pa rin Baga, gusto ko pa rin yun. Pero ang cycling kasi parang mas pumukaw sa attention ko Parang nagkaroon ako ng mas naging interesado ako, lalo na yung nung na-experience kong maglaro kami sa Europe. Makita namin yung mga world tour, mga mga best of the world. At yun, parang pumasok din sa isip ko na gusto ko rin maging ganun, nakatulad nila, na mas maraming nagkaka-idol sa kanila at nakikilala sila at nare-represent nila kung nasan sila at yung dinadala nilang bansa.
Ayan, congratulations on the Stage 3 and Stage 4 victories. Pako, for my last question, obviously this is a big win for you guys, especially for Ian, and you're in charge of making sure that the training is right, they get the proper experience. Is there anybody you want to thank, and what's next for Victoria Sports Pro Cycling this year?
Well, of course, we want to thank all the supporters and sponsors namin. Hindi posible yung ginagawa namin without them. But more than that, I think nabanggit ko to nung presentation namin. Gusto namin magpasalamat sa mga magulang namin at sa mga pamilya namin kasi sila yung, kapag sinabi mo yung sacrifice ni Ian para sa sport, binabanggit mo rin yung sacrifice nung magulang niya para sa kanya, yung mga kapatid niya para sa kanya. Kasi syempre, yung binabanggit ni Ian na mga times na nasa Europe siya nagre-race and nagte-train 2-3 months at a time, mawawala siya sa bahay and kasama yun sa malaking sacrifice. And sila yung nagbibigay ng inspiration sa amin everyday para bumangon at magpakahirap sa ginagawa namin. And I think for Victoria Sports sa 2025, it's going to be more or less the same ng kung paano kami nagsimula this year. There's going to be a lot more races. In fact, si Ian and yung isa lang namin rider, si Daniel Carino, will be flying on Monday to Europe para mag-compete sa Poland, Lithuania. So mag-meet up sila ng the rest of the team. Nandun na sila sa Europe. So actually, during the Tour of Luzon, meron kami isa pang race, yung Vuelta a Asturias sa Spain. So sabay-sabay. Tapos yesterday, sa last day nung Tour of Luzon, mayroong GP Vorarlberg sa Austria. So more races. Ito naman yung formula ng team. Gusto namin silang ma-expose sa mabibigat na races, sa mga mahihirap na level ng racing. And kailangan nila makakuha nung ma-absorb nila yung hirap na yon and makagawa sila ng way to progress and evolve, and katulong naman nila yung team sa pag-evolve nila bilang riders. And as persons, tingin ko, yun din yung isang gusto namin idagdag na ability nila. Hindi lang mag-mature as riders, but mag-mature as persons. Kasi yung values ng isang rider, yun rin yung values ng isang normal na tao na syempre na-apply lang nila to a more specific na industry or sport. So yun, so tuloy-tuloy yung races. I think just follow any one of us or yung page namin. Parati naman kaming updated doon sa calendar namin. And more races. We're expecting around 35 to 40 races this year. We already had 16 or 18 races so far. So marami pa kayong aabangan. And hopefully, of course, pinagtatrabahuhan namin, pero hopefully you can expect more results and hopefully wins and more jerseys and stage wins. So yun yung goal.
Grabe konting pahinga lang tapos lipad ulit. Ian, and back on the road. Ikaw naman, baka meron kang gustong pasalamatan.
Yun nga po. Gusto pong pasalamatan. Unang-una yung Team Victoria Sports, NSJBI, SM, San Miguel, Tugo, Stronghold, Mega World, Converge, ICTSI, Height Reality Incorporation, and former House Speaker Sonny Belmonte po.
Ayun.
Lahat po yan.
Alright. Maraming salamat sa oras and congrats on the Stage 3 and Stage 4 wins. Ian and Boss Pako, maraming salamat din. Thank you for guesting again on the Scorecard. All the best to Victoria Sports Pro Cycling for the rest of the year.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next, we're digging into the Western Conference meltdowns. Who's surging, who's sinking, and who's about to become a first-round footnote. So you can keep your eyes on the prize. Welcome back to the Scorecard. It's time to keep your eyes on the prize. All right, fans of chaos, drama, and the kind of basketball that feels like a street fight with a shot clock tonight, we're going straight into the fire. This is rocket fuel or empty tank. Yeah, Game 6 is Judgment Day. Game 5, that was just a message. Houston put on a clinic, 131 points, shot 55% from the field, 5 starters in double figures. Steve Kerr waved the white flag before the third was over. Bench cleared. It was a laundromat. Moses Moody, yeah, him, led the Warriors with 25. Meanwhile, Jimmy Butler, 2 of 10, 8 points. What? Looked like he accidentally walked into the wrong arena. But here's the thing. Game 6 is in San Francisco, not Houston. San Francisco. And this Warriors team, they've been here before. They've done this before. They have the no for not losing at home gene. Steph, he hasn't been himself lately. Just 13 points on 12 shots last game. But if you think he's going out like that in front of a Chase Center crowd, then you have not been paying attention for the last decade. Houston's got youth. They've got swagger and a whole lot of Amen Thompson. Dude's shooting 55% and looking like he skipped the rookie curve. But Golden State, they're a couple of smart runs away from slamming the door shut. Bam! They've outscored opponents by 3.3 a game this year, and that's not a margin. That's a mindset. When it's 102, 101, with 2 minutes left, who's bringing the hammer? Is it Curry with that deadly step back, or is it Van Vliet pulling a 2019 throwback? By the way, don't look now. But this is familiar territory. The Rockets have come back twice from 3-1 in history. The Warriors, they've been on the wrong end of that one time. And everybody remembers LeBron and the block. Could Houston be the 14th team ever to pull this off? Saturday, 9 a.m. Philippine time at San Francisco. That's tomorrow. Rockets want to stay alive. Warriors want to prove that experience still matters. And somebody is gonna get their summer plans booked early. So who's got the gas left in the tank and who's running on fumes? We'll find out in Game 6. Now stay ahead of the game as the battle for the playoffs heats up with high-stakes games. And here is your odds breakdown for this weekend's matchup until Monday. And stay ahead of the game. Stay ahead of the game as the battle for the playoffs heats up with high-stakes games. And here or that was your odds breakdown for tomorrow's matchups. And that wraps up tonight's preview, so you can keep your eyes on the prize. Before we go, think on this. From a four-time NBA champion, four-time MVP, and the NBA's all-time leading scorer, the King, LeBron James, he said, "You have to be able to accept failure to get better." And with that, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you again next week on The Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport, on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This has been Anton Roxas. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Good night.